What's up, everybody? WiseGuyBets here with some DFS picks for today, 8/18/2021. We're looking at the DraftKings main slate, 10 games on the slate, and the picks I'm giving you are for tournaments, GPP tournaments, guaranteed player pool tournaments. In tournaments, your win rate is going to be less than in cash. I break my play up between an 80-25 scenario. That I use I play 80% cash games, 20% tournaments, and I only play 5% of my bankroll each day. So for example, if my bankroll was $1,000, the amount I can play today is $50. 40 would be played in cash and 10 will be played in tournaments. So let's get right into it. Look at the pitcher position. At pitcher, I'm looking at Charlie Morton for Atlanta. His projection on the day is 22.5. His ERA on the season is 3.49. He's pitching around 5.4 innings per game. His average on the season over 25 games is 18. His last 3 games, fantasy point wise, is 20, 25, and 23. The Miami is 9 for 40 against him, batting .225. His last 5, I really like that. He's been very consistent over his last 5 games, which is 25, 15, 20, 25, 23. His last 5 against Miami is 26, 16, 2, 14, and 31. I think he reaches the 22.5 projection, offer a 9,700 salary, which is very good. Mr. Morton, I would definitely try to get into my lineup tonight. Let's look at the catcher position. At catcher, I'm looking at Carson Kelly. Kelly's projection on the night is 8.6 fantasy points. He has 8 homers on the season. He's batting .262. He's getting around 3 at-bats per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point wise, have been 27 and 3. He averages 7 fantasy points over 63 games. He's 4,000 on DraftKings. It's 0 for 1 against the pitcher he's facing, but he does have a .803 on-base percentage against lefties. And the lefty that he is facing gives up a .999 OPS to righties, so he does have a 47% advantage there. His last 5 games has been 12-0, 27 and 3. His last 5 against Philly has been 0-0, 14-0, and 3. Again, this is catcher position. We're digging to find value at this position, but I think Kelly is probably the best pick for tonight at the catcher position. Let's look at the first base position. We're looking at Ty France for Seattle. His projection on that is 7.7 fantasy points. He has 12 homers on the season. He's batting .283. He's getting around 3.7 at-bats per game. He's averaging 7 fantasy points over the season. His last 3 games, fantasy point wise, has been 30, 0, and 2. 4,000 on DraftKings. He's 4 for 14 against the pitcher he's facing, batting .286. His last 5 against Texas has been 4, 11, 5, 8, and 2. According to Draft Dashboard, he has a 52% advantage as the batter over this pitcher. I like that, and I'm going to go with that. I think Ty France is someone we can get into our lineup tonight at the first base position. Let's look at the second base position. I'm looking at Whit Merrifield for Kansas City. His projection on that is 8.5 fantasy points. He has 8 homers on the season. He's batting .276. He's getting around 4 at-bats per game. He's averaging 8 fantasy points over 118 games. His last 3 games, fantasy point-wise, is 3, 18, 5. He's 4,500 on DraftKings. He's 4 for 5 against the pitcher he's facing, 1 single, 2 doubles, 1 home run. So those are very good numbers in a limited sample size, but he's got at Mr. Greinke pretty well in the times he's faced him. He's batting lead off in the lineup. We got a 9.5 projection over run total. I think he can get at bat about 5 times tonight. He does that. I like his chances to exceed his 8.5. Against Houston, 5, 12, 10, 18, and 5 in his last 5. I like Mr. Merrifield in his position tonight, especially if he can get 5 at bats. I think he easily exceeds the total of 8.5 projected fantasy points. Let's look at the third base position. At third base, I'm looking at Justin Turner for the Dodgers. His projection on that is 10.8 fantasy points. He has 21 homers on the season. He's batting .287. He's getting around 3.6 at bats per game. He's averaging 8 fantasy points over 109 games. His last 3 games fantasy point wise has been 23, 4, and 0. He's 5,600 on DraftKings. He's over 2 against the pitcher he's facing, but he does have a .887 on base percentage against righties, and the righty he's facing gives up a .722 on base percentage to righties. So pretty even matchup. But I like Turner in this game. The over under hasn't been total hasn't been released at the time of this recording, but I can see it's trending to be high. This could be a high scoring game. Mr. Turner can get at bat 5 times possibly, and I like him in this position. His last 5 against Pittsburgh is 2-31, 14, 4, and 0. I like Justin Turner in this position tonight, and I'm gonna try to get him into my tournament lineup. At shortstop, we're looking at Alexander Bogaerts for Boston. His projection on that is 8.5 fantasy points. He has 18 homers on the season. He's batting .307. He's getting around 3.7 at bats per game. He's averaging 9 fantasy points over 113 games. His last 3 games fantasy point wise has been 21, 9, and 7, including 7 last night against the Yankees. He's 7 for 13 against the pitcher he's facing, batting .538, 4 singles, 2 doubles, 1 home run. We got an over-under run projection of 10. His last 5 against New York is 7, 5, 3, 2, 7. Boston is not playing well right now, and New York is playing well. So you hope Boston will step it up today and try to get a win in this series. And I think Mr. Bogaerts is one of the guys who's going to do it just based on past success rate against the pitcher he's facing. So Alexander Bogaerts is someone I want to try to get into my lineup tonight at the shortstop position. Let's look at the outfield. In the outfield, I'm looking at Michael Brantley for Houston. His projection on that is 8.5 fantasy points. He has 8 homers on the season. He's batting .328. He's getting around 3.9 at bats per game. He's averaging 8 fantasy points over 96 games. His last 3 games has been 17, 5, 0. Love players coming off 0. He's 3,900 on DraftKings. He has a .942 on-base percentage against righties, and Brandy Singer, the pitcher, gives up a .931 on-base percentage versus lefties. So he has the advantage in this matchup against the pitcher. He's batting number 2 in the lineup. You're looking at a projection run total of 9.5, so he can possibly get 5 at-bats per game. His last 5 against Kansas City is 2, 6, 5, 5, and 0. I like Brantley in this position tonight. I think the numbers in favor him, and we do have to go with the numbers in baseball because he could actually go 0 for 4. Wouldn't surprise me at all, but I'm going with the numbers, and he is my guy in the outfield tonight. So, hey, if my videos help you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you know when new videos are posted. But I hope you learned something from this video, and thanks for watching. See you on the next video.